Hi, I'm Julia. I'm that mom who color codes the family calendar and always brings homemade cupcakes to preschool parties. My husband Marcus thinks I'm a bit much sometimes, but our 4-year-old daughter Sophia is my world, and I'd do anything to protect her. Last Tuesday started like any normal pickup day at my in-laws. Sophia stays with them Tuesdays and Thursdays while I work my shift at the hospital. I walked in to find her coloring at the kitchen table. Hey, sweetie, ready to go home? No response. My mother-in-law, Eleanor, was putting away dishes, humming to herself. Amelia, honey, your mommy's here. Sophia immediately looked up and smiled. That's when I felt that first twist in my stomach. On the drive home, I casually asked, Sophia, what were you drawing at Grandma's house? She kept looking out the window. Amelia was drawing flowers. Who's Amelia? Me. Grandma says that's my real name. I nearly swerved off the road. That night after Sophia went to bed, I confronted Marcus in our bedroom. Your parents are calling our daughter Amelia. What the hell is going on? Marcus barely looked up from his phone. Mom mentioned it. It's not a big deal. Amelia was her mother's name, and she sees a lot of her in Sophia. Not a big deal? Our daughter told me that's my real name. How long has this been happening? Babe, you're overreacting. It's just a nickname. Nicknames are like Soph or Sophie, not completely different names. My mom lost her mother young. This makes her happy. Can't you just let it go? I couldn't sleep that night. The next day, I accidentally left Sophia's favorite stuffed bunny at their house and went back while they were grocery shopping. Eleanor had given me a key for emergencies. Searching through their home office, I found a folder labeled Amelia Documents. Inside was paperwork for a legal name change, partially filled out. They needed Marcus's signature, and mine. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely take photos with my phone. 2 days later, my neighbor Valerie stopped by while Sophia was playing in our front yard. Hey, Julia, how's it going? Hi there, cutie. Sophia looked up from her chalk drawing. Hi, Miss Valerie. That's a beautiful butterfly you're drawing there, Sophia. Sophia kept coloring, then said, Grandma calls me Amelia. Valerie shot me a confused look. I pulled her aside. My in-laws are trying to rename my kid after Eleanor's dead mother. That's messed up. What does Marcus say? He thinks I'm overreacting. Girl, this isn't normal. My sister's ex-in-laws pulled weird stuff too. Started with little things, ended with them trying to get custody. I felt sick. You think this could be building to something? I don't know, but document everything. And maybe check if they've done anything else behind your back. Looking at my daughter drawing happily on the sidewalk, I made a silent promise. Nobody was taking my daughter's identity or anything else away from us. Not even family. After my talk with Valerie, I started documenting everything. I ordered a nanny cam hidden inside a panda toy and tucked it into Mr. Flopsy, Sophia's favorite stuffed bunny. Can Mr. Flopsy come to Grandma's tomorrow? Of course, sweetie. Grandpa says Mr. Flopsy likes being at their house better. Really? What else does Grandpa say? That you and Daddy might let me live with them someday. The next morning, I dropped Sophia off with the bunny strategically positioned in her backpack. She barely ate breakfast, I told Eleanor. Maybe try the apple slices first? Don't worry, Amelia always eats well for me. I know what's best for her. When I picked Sophia up, her hair had been cut, at least 2 inches gone from her previously waist-length curls. What happened to your hair, Sophia? Grandma says little ladies have neat hair. That night, I downloaded the footage from Mr. Flopsy. Amelia, come sit with Grandma. Let me tell you a story about your namesake. My name is Sophia, Grandma. Only because your mommy doesn't understand our family traditions. Your real name is Amelia. That's who you truly are. But Mommy gets mad. Your mommy doesn't need to know everything we do here. This is our special secret. I watched as Richard joined them. Marcus will come around. He always does what's best for the family. And once the papers are processed, it won't matter what she thinks. I immediately called Dr. Patterson, my old therapist. This isn't just boundary crossing, Julia. This is potentially damaging to your daughter's sense of identity. What should I do? Document everything. and have a serious conversation with Marcus. That night, I confronted him with the video. They're manipulating our daughter into keeping secrets from us. My mom's just playing pretend. You're making this into something sinister. They cut her hair without permission. They're telling her she might live with them someday. My mom was a hairdresser for 20 years, and they probably meant for sleepovers. Do you even care that they're trying to legally change her name? They wouldn't do that. I showed him the papers I'd found. He shrugged. They'd need our signatures anyway. Your mom already practices forging mine. Look at this. I pulled out Sophia's preschool field trip form. The signature looked like mine, but I'd never seen it before. At the top, Eleanor had written grandmother of Amelia under emergency contact. This is beyond messed up, Marcus. Let me talk to them. You've been talking to them for weeks. I need you on my side for once. I slept in the guest room that night, making a plan. If Marcus wouldn't help me protect our daughter, I'd do it myself. The next morning, I drove straight to my in-laws' house with my evidence folder. I found Eleanor and Richard having coffee on their porch. We need to talk about what you're doing to Sophia. Eleanor smiled sweetly. What a surprise visit. Would you like some coffee? I slapped the folder on the table. I know you're trying to change her name. I found the paperwork. I have videos of you telling her to keep secrets from me. Richard turned red. You were spying on us? Damn right I was. You're manipulating my 4-year-old. Eleanor straightened her cardigan. You wouldn't understand. The Amelia name goes back 5 generations in our family. Her name is Sophia. We chose it together, Marcus included. Marcus understands family loyalty, even if he temporarily forgot. You're not blood. You wouldn't understand our traditions. Traditions? You're forging my signature on school documents. We're simply correcting a mistake. Amelia is her spiritual name. This isn't some cultural heritage thing. This is you not respecting us as parents. Richard stood up. We've raised a successful son. What makes you think you know better than us about raising children? I pulled out my phone and played the video of them plotting. Marcus walked in during the playback, earlier than expected. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Your wife is throwing around wild accusations. Listen to the video, Marcus. They're literally planning to take Sophia from us. He watched, his face paling. Mom, this is too far. Eleanor touched his arm. We only want what's best for our granddaughter. Your great-grandmother would be so proud to have her name live on. But you can't just rename her behind our backs. We wouldn't need to if Julia wasn't so stubborn. All the neighbors already know her as Amelia. My stomach dropped. What neighbors? Everyone at the community center, the library reading group, her future kindergarten teacher. I turned to Marcus. Did you know about this? His hesitation told me everything. You knew. This whole time you've been pretending I'm overreacting. I didn't think they'd take it this far. I grabbed my phone and stormed out. At home, I checked our mail and found a court notice. They'd filed for grandparents' rights and included a petition for name change. The hearing date was just 3 weeks away. I called Valerie immediately. They've actually filed in court, and Marcus has been playing both sides. That's it. You need the nuclear option. My cousin's a family lawyer. I need to know exactly what Marcus knew. That night, I confronted him with the court papers. When were you going to tell me about this? I just found out last week, I swear. But you knew they were introducing her as Amelia around town? They mentioned it. I told them to stop. You told them? Or you asked nicely and accepted when they ignored you? Like always. What do you want me to do? They're my parents. And Sophia is your daughter. Choose a side, Marcus, now. The next day, I met with Dr. Patterson and Valerie's lawyer cousin. We're going to end this once and for all. 3 days later, Marcus and I stood on his parents' doorstep. Sunday dinner was a monthly tradition with the extended family, and tonight was perfect for what I had planned. Are you sure about this? It's going to get ugly. That ship sailed when they filed court papers to steal our daughter. Inside, Eleanor was in full hostess mode, doting on Sophia and introducing her to Marcus's cousins. Look how big Amelia's gotten. She looks just like my mother. I bit my tongue, waiting for everyone to arrive. Aunt Deborah, Uncle Jim, Cousin Sarah, and her husband. 15 family members in total, plus Dr. Patterson, who I'd invited as a friend. Once dinner was served, I stood up, tapping my glass. Thanks everyone for coming. Before we eat, I wanted to share something important about Sophia. Eleanor interrupted. Julia, this isn't the time for... Actually, it's exactly the time. For months, Eleanor and Richard have been secretly calling Sophia by another name, Amelia, and telling her it's her real name. Aunt Deborah looked confused. What? Why would they do that? I pulled out my laptop. They've been training her to keep secrets from me, forging my signature on documents, and have filed for a court hearing to legally change her name without our consent. I played the videos. Eleanor telling Sophia I wouldn't understand family traditions, Richard discussing how they'd get around my objections, both of them instructing Sophia to keep their special name secret. The room fell silent. Eleanor stood up, trembling. You're twisting this. We were honoring family heritage. Richard pointed at me. She never respected our traditions. She's turned Marcus against us. I pulled out the court filing. Is this respecting traditions? Filing for full grandparent visitation rights and a legal name change behind our backs? Cousin Sarah grabbed the papers. Holy crap, they actually did it. Marcus finally stood up. Mom, Dad, what were you thinking? This is our daughter, not some do-over child for you. We just wanted what's best. No. What's best for Sophia is parents who protect her identity and boundaries. I've let this go too far already. Dr. Patterson stepped forward. As a child psychologist, I can tell you this behavior is extremely damaging to a child's development and sense of self. Uncle Jim shook his head. Richard, this is madness. You can't just rename someone else's kid. I pulled out another folder. I've already filed a response to their court petition with evidence of parental alienation. The judge issued a temporary restraining order yesterday. Eleanor collapsed into her chair. A restraining order? Against us? You'll be allowed supervised visits only, and you're legally prohibited from using any name but Sophia. The family erupted in shocked conversations. Aunt Deborah moved to sit beside Sophia, who was coloring quietly in the corner, shielding her from the chaos. Eleanor started crying. Julia, please. I'm sorry. I just miss my mother so much. We can work this out. You're sorry you got caught. 3 months of lying, manipulating my child, and undermining my parenting isn't something I'm willing to forgive. 2 weeks later, the judge dismissed their petition and made the supervision order permanent. Marcus and I started counseling, and I set up strict boundaries for any future visits. You made the right call, Valerie told me over coffee. Some bridges need to stay burned. Watching Sophia confidently tell her teacher, my name is Sophia, not Amelia, was all the confirmation I needed. What would you have done if you were in Julia's position? Would you have completely cut off contact with the in-laws despite family pressure? Or would you have given them another chance after their public exposure? And do you think Marcus deserved forgiveness for initially siding with his parents? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this revenge story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more dramatic real-life stories every day. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload.